I'm just a pro trying to make it. So come ride with me. Hey guys, okay, today here we're working a new exercise. We have 2 raised trot poles in the center here, some trot poles flat over there, some trot and canter poles at the corner down there with a little fan, straight canter poles, and then I put 2 like 5-foot wide boxes down the center. So we're gonna kind of walk through this right now. So right here we have our blue center raised trot poles, and I really like to work these to lift the back and engage the hind quarter. So we're going to walk this real quick so we can get the right steps. What I do is I take 2 steps, 1, 2, and then we have a foot left for the next pole. So we're going to go again, 1, 2, and about a foot left for the next pole, 1, 2, and a foot left for the next pole. So that's how we're going to measure out our trot poles going through. So that was a beautiful raised trot pole there and down the center. So we're going to walk the flat trot poles. I actually like when I'm using ground poles, I get this cheap like $4 posts at like Menards, and it's flat. I think they're like garden ties, or I don't know what they are, but they're flat. They're rounded on one side and then they're flat on the other 2 sides, which makes it great because they're not going to roll if they do step on them. They don't roll as bad, I guess. So those are nice to have. So we're gonna walk these. We're gonna go 1, 2 with a foot, 1, 2 with a foot, 1, 2 with a foot, 1, 2 with a foot. Okay, so those are going to be 2 steps with a foot. So we take 2 normal steps with adding a foot to that. All right, so we're going to go over here, and we have these trot and canter fan poles right here. We're just going to work them on a circle, really helping them engage the hind quarter, lifting up and stepping through. So, well, the great thing about these fan poles is if you want to adjust your stride, if you want to have like more of a wider stride, we're going to come in and ride on the outside over here through our bending poles. If we want to have a shorter stride, we're going to ride down, come in, we're going to turn before our line, and we're going to go ahead and ride down on the skinny side of these poles right here. So, or we're going to ride, and when we set these, we're going to walk them through the center with the bend. So we can also ride with a normal stride through the center with the bend here. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk these real quick. These are take 3 steps and a foot. So 1, 2, 3 and a foot, 1, 2, 3 and a foot, 1, 2, 3 and a foot. So that's how we're going to ride those canter poles. We're down the center, we're building it for the center of these poles for our distance here. So that's how we are going to ride these canter poles on the bending and keeping it in a nice circle. So either I'm going to ride past the track, or I'm going to turn inside the track, or I'm going to ride the track. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We just set some straight canter poles, nothing fancy. I only put 3 right here. So what I'm probably going to do with these is I'm going to work on my approaches. I'm going to work on a long approach, I'm going to work on a short approach, and everything in between. So I'm going to mix up my approaches so that we understand how to get to the base of our first ground pole. Okay, and we all know the base on our ground pole should be here. That's where our horse's feet should be planted. So if we make a circle here, that's where we're going to take off, okay? So that's where our canter pulls are going to be. So again, we're going to walk these in 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, and a foot left. 1, 2, 3, and a foot left. The thing is, it's kind of hard looking through the camera and walking that at the same time and keeping an even, consistent walk. So what I like to do to practice learning my walk and understanding my 12-foot stride is I will go over here and I'll take a 12-foot pole, and you can even measure this out on the ground in your barn alleyway and just walk it back and forth day to day until you find the perfect stride. You know how to walk your course. So I'm going to go at the front, the very front of the pole here, and I'm going to walk 4 strides, and I'm going to go back and forth until I get that perfect stride, so I know what that 12-foot stride feels like. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my stride here. Okay, we're going to walk it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're going to keep going back and forth until you find that even stride. Okay, you find that even step to know what that 12-foot stride feels like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again. Oh, this makes me dizzy looking through the camera and doing this at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I got my even stride there. So just practice that. Practice that. Measure it out in the barn alleyway, lay some tape down, keep it there, and practice that every day. Okay, so I set the skinny boxes. I like to work skinnies with everyone because it really helps maintain and understand to find find the center and to be straight and not allow the horse to go left or right going to the fence. If you can ride a skinny, you can ride a normal fence. Okay, if you can steer through a skinny, you can steer through a normal fence. Okay, so we're gonna go here and we're gonna walk this. I set it out. I can't remember how many strides I did, so we're just gonna walk this. So I'm gonna do, let's say 1, 2 for our landing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 stride. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 strides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 3 strides. 1, 2 for our takeoff. Okay, so we have a good 3 stride here. Fabulous 3 stride here riding through. So what I'm probably going to do, what I like these about the skinny, and I like to keep my horse adjustable. Okay, I want him to sit down, I want him to come back up to me. Okay, all of them. So what I'm going to work is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ride the natural 3 stride, okay, down these center poles. All right, and I'm going to understand what the feeling I need, what is my rhythm I need. Okay, riding's by feel, and we have to learn to create that feel and maintain that feel. All right, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to ride it. I'm going to ride that into, maybe let's add a stride, I'm going to ride it into a 4. Okay, and I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to ride it in a 5 if he's ready. Okay, not every horse is ready for that. To adding strides, it takes time, it takes hind end building, it takes muscle, it takes back, it takes everything. Okay, so that's why we start them off doing these fun ground pulls right here, and all the different ground pulls. Okay, all these little exercises that make a world of a difference in our riding. Okay, so I want us today, and when we work through these today, I want us to understand and focus on, where is my horse putting its feet? What is the rhythm that I need to have to come in? You know, we have finding the base over here. We have lifting of the back through the trot pulls. We have entering into the trot pulls so he continues out. We have the bending over in the corner. We can adjust going with a wider stride by riding the wide side, the outside of the track, or we can go shortening the stride and ride the inside of the track, or we can also ride with the center, which is our normal track. Okay, and the great thing, they have painted down the center so you can keep your track. So I want us to, you know, when you work at home, I want you to take into all those little details and those fun exercises that can really help improve your horse and you as a rider, to building your eye and finding a rhythm and learn to feel the horse. Okay, that will help everything. And I always tell everyone, when you start off doing this, the first day is probably not going to be pretty. The second day is going to have improvement. Okay, the third day is going to be so much better. I always give everyone about 7 days of working with the same exercise until you can really start to understand, to master it and understand the ride. Okay, it will really help you understand the process, what it takes to build a horse. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and consistency, okay? So I encourage you, when you do your exercises, stick with it for 3 days straight, that same exercise. You'll be surprised by that 4th day, that 5th day, that 6th day, that 7th day, how much your horse becomes to master it, okay? And then after that, you keep critiquing it, you keep refining it, you keep strengthening for it, because it is a strengthen thing. You keep strengthening your horse for it and you building your eye for it. And you'll be surprised at how quick your horse will turn around and change and grow as a horse and a rider. Okay, one thing is, we never get upset over a mistake. We learn from the mistake, we file that mistake, okay, and we know what to do for the next time and how to make it better. Okay, and also if your horse is struggling with like the measurement of the ground poles because you haven't quite gotten your walk down yet, go ahead and you can move it. Move the, poles out or in until you get that perfect striding. All right. Hope you guys have a fabulous day with your horse. We love horses here. Work hard and see you next time.